Photoshop requires a decent computer and a good chunk of memory to run efficiently. That's because it has to keep track of every single pixel in the image and the things you're doing to it at all times. I'll go ahead and zoom in quite a bit on this image. All of these little boxes here represent one pixel in the image. And every time you smudge it and move it around and change the colors and all that kinds of stuff, Photoshop's brain has to then know that this pixel is here and it needs to move over here, and the pixel next to it is this color and the one next to it is this color. And it's quite a bit to calculate, especially on very high res images. Let me go ahead and zoom back out there. So what you need to remember is to work efficiently in Photoshop. The loose rule is that you should have 5 times the RAM as the size of the image. Now these days, because computers come with so much RAM and so much hard drive space, it really shouldn't be an issue. But if you're a professional photographer, or if you're going to make Photoshop a primary source of income, and you'll be dealing with high-res HD images and doing all kinds of crazy stuff like filters and all kinds of, filters and painting and smudging and moving, then you're going to want a lot of RAM. Now let's see what I have on my machine here. I have, on my computer, I have 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is enough for what I need to do. So 2 gigabytes, I've never had a single problem with anything in Photoshop. So if you have 500 megabytes of RAM, you might want to go to a gigabyte or 1.5 or something like that. RAM is still very inexpensive, so I highly recommend that you get as much as possible so Photoshop can work efficiently. RAM simply stands for Random Access Memory. It's the same place that things go when you copy and paste, and where you cut something and then paste it somewhere else. That means that when Photoshop fills that up with all the things you want to do, it runs out of space to think. So then it starts to use your hard drive to do that, and that's called a scratch disk. So to alleviate that problem, and so you can work with Photoshop and have Illustrator open and After Effects open and other applications open at the same time, the more RAM, the merrier. And chances are, by the way, you'll find that you will work with all those applications or something similar in your workflow. So RAM is a good thing.